What's going on, YouTube? It's ya boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another Prizepicks video or player prop video in general. Welcome back, propsmadeeasy.com. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section and enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Yesterday was once again an amazing night for player props. Um, I mean, we swept baseball and CSGO from the video alone. It was fantastic. It was a fantastic night once again. And as always, Props Made Easy showed its ability to be successful without you taking much time and not needing much time at all. You just look at the player prop tool, see where the data is pointing you, boom, lock it in easy. It gives you an ability to literally make professional level bets without having to use the professional level amount of research. You know what I mean? And in this industry, it's all about the data you use, honestly. Because there's some place I was talking to some friends yesterday, and I was like, you know what? You're right. In the DFS industry, right? I'm heavy in the daily fantasy sports industry. Like I have greenlightdfs.com, my company, which is my favorite thing to do. My favorite way of sports betting is daily fantasy sports on DraftKings and FanDuel lineups. It's my favorite. I just love the roster construction part of it. I love like researching each player, breaking down each player, and kind of just building a roster from it and watching the roster succeed at the end of the night. And you know you have that potential of $100,000 win in a night. Like it's more exciting to me personally. So in daily fantasy sports, a lot of different data is taken into consideration. Same kind of thing as sports betting. You still want to look at a player's Woba versus certain hand pitching. You still want to look at a player's ISO, BABIP, all types of different. There's all these types of different stats, barrel percent, launch angle, all these different things that you really should look at to give you kind of an edge on a feel of what's going on. But in DFS, I've been doing that for 7+ years, looking at all of those stats. But um, what I've noticed is one site can be telling you a player's got a certain WOBA versus certain handed pitching. And then if you check another site, I don't know if y'all have noticed this, and then you check another site with data, that it shows a different number. Like numbers they fluctuate, they're different. Like data is all over the place a lot of times. And that's why when Props Made Easy, when they came to me with Props Made Easy and was like, hey, we want you to be a partner with this. We want you to give us like, ideas of exactly how we should do things and the steps we should take to be successful because you've been doing it for so long. And I was like, look, man, it's all about the information you're giving and how accurate that information is. In the industry, there's a lot of places that just kind of throw out data and, it's not even 100% accurate. You know what I mean? So, first thing they did was partner up with Sports Data IO, which is a big time sports data company that's partnered with some of the biggest businesses in the entire industry. It is the biggest data company in the sports industry. Paired up with them to get some help with their team. And then the people at Props Made Easy already were fantastic. And before the partnership with Sports Data IO, we were already popping when it came to projections. They were on point already. And then adding the data just made it even better. So, super, super proud to be a part of this in general. This is something that is going to be absolutely huge as the time goes on. Anybody with common sense who plays player props, this is where you need to be. You don't need to, like, you know, follow random people on Twitter, follow a Discord for $30 a month. You don't need any of that anymore. You can make smarter picks than any of those people you're following just by coming across Made Easy and looking at the tools. Let's look at the player prop chat. It was a huge night again. Um, Anthony Boast with the nice little hit. Six man. Wish you wouldn't run too many six mans, but congrats, Anthony. It worked out. Balled with Bourbon. Couple nice little hits. Here are the main four from the video yesterday: Castillo, Simeon, KNGV, and Suplex N1. All hit. So that was fantastic. A lot of people played that combo, which I love to see it. It was a good night PME. Game time 24. Nice hit. Sorensen Jared. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Nice little six man you hit there. $5 to 125. We'll take that any day. I do like the fact that these six mans I'm seeing are only $5 put on them. So I do like that. I like seeing that y'all aren't going too crazy with the bankroll. Damn, got to go buy another broom. Shout out Cam and PME family. That's what's up, Talons. Good hit, brother. Yeah, it was a great day, man. Thank you, Cam ATL. Hey, Thank you. Congrats. Good job, Tuggle. Um, nice little four. That's the four picks from the video. Nice to see it, man. Love it. Luciano, nice little WNBA hit. Four girl. I was about to say four man. Gotta say it. You gotta say it right. Vayander Sankey. Nice little four man from the video yesterday. A lot of people use those picks from the video, man. Love to see that, man. Langster channel had some nice hits here. Very nice with some WNBA and then sprinkled in those top CSGO plays. It's just really cool to me, like how much success people are having in things like CSGO and soccer, WNBA, these different prop types that there's not a ton of people who really succeed in those consistently, but yet here we are at Props Made Easy, like smashing that shit. Love to see it, man. So if you play player props and that's your main form of gambling, propsmadeeasy.com obviously is, not because I'm using it in the video and telling it, but because just off of you watching the videos, you could see like the success rate, just plain and simple, going off the videos and clicking a couple people at the top of the list simply already is profitable. Imagine if you have some time with it throughout the day and you can mess with it more. So it's a fantastic tool, man. And if you're not part of Props Made Easy, that's ridiculous. Only $15 a month. Not only did I tell them, listen, the main thing is you got to get the best data and you can be as accurate as you can possibly try to be. You know what I mean? But outside of that, you need to also make sure that you aren't charging as much as everybody else. Go under everybody, make sure it's affordable for everyone, and that everyone can, have success in this. And that's exactly what they did. Only $15 a month. That's less than anywhere you look. As always, if you're interested in my DFS content, I talked about daily fantasy sports a minute ago. You can go to DFS content right here. It'll bring you over to greenlightdfs.com. You can sign up for daily fantasy optimal sports lineups for DraftKings and FanDuel over there. All right, let's get straight into it for today. First player that I like today is going to be Francisco Lindor at 7.5. Really love the Mets today against Tehran. Really love this spot for Lindor. He's been hitting the ball very well. He's going to have the lefty-righty split platoon here. Absolutely love him in this one at 7.5. I think he has a big game here against Tehran. Great spot. Tehran's always struggled versus lefties, and the fact that Lindor can switch and be on both sides, that's perfectly fine. So really love this spot for Francisco Lindor. So over 7.5 for Francisco Lindor. And then, okay. So before I started the video, I was going to go Garrett Whitlock's under pitcher strikeouts at 5. His prop line was at 5. And this is an example. Live on the video, this is an example how the prop tool can get you ahead of things. Prop line was at 5 for Garrett Whitlock. By the time I started this video, which is not even like 5 minutes later, he's dropped down to 4.5 and he's no longer value. He's a yellow. He was up here in the green with Ellie DeCruz. Now he's in the yellow. So we don't have a ton of options, as you can see. Right now, it's early in the day, man. I'm recording this at 8:03 Central Time. So it's early in the day. We're going to have a lot more different things pop in. So for now, my favorite baseball pick, I'm not going to do 2 baseball picks solely on the fact that I don't have a ton of value to work with right now. All I have is hitter fantasy score, and y'all know me. I like to pick 1, maybe 2 of my favorite hitter fantasy scores, like I already did with Francisco Lindor. And then I like to get off of that and play something different. There's not as you can see with all the yellow, there's nothing that's really sticking out to me as a second baseball pick, but we do have more picks in this video, so let's run it up. First inning runs tool, let's check out what we got here. We've got the Reds and the Orioles. Abbott and Wells, first innings have been solid. Vegas has the under as the money's on the under. It is an 8.5 total, so you kind of wish that was under 8 most of the time when you're doing this, but it is what it is. Both of these guys have a combined 1.93 ERA, 1.03 whip, which is fantastic. And the Orioles and Reds have been bad in the first inning at scoring runs, so they're not hitting the ball very hard in the first inning. It's a great recipe for an under. So the under on the Reds and Orioles, and then the unders on the Marlins and Red Sox are 2 of the top unders that you could do today. And then the best over would be the Guardians and Royals with Gavin Williams and Singer on the mound. It's a 9 over under. They have a combined 6.47 first inning ERA, a combined 1.48 whip. The only negative is that the Guardians and Royals haven't scored a ton of runs in the first inning. 38 of 78. As you can see, this is a green, which would normally point to under, but if you see all the red, there's more pointing to over than there is under. So I'm going to go over on Guardians and Royals, and then under on Reds, Orioles, and Marlins, Red Sox are great picks as well. And then the Francisco Lindor over hitter fantasy score for CSGO. We have the under for Decenty for O Plano against Red Canids. His prop line's at 42.5. Now, I like O Plano today. I like Decenty, but he has to get 43 to kill us. We have him projected at 40. So a minus 2.45 differential for Decenty. Really love the under spot for him there. Trying to figure out what I want to do here. If I want to go the under on T9er, I don't know how to say this dude's name. I'm going to say, yeah, I don't know. This guy. Or if I want to go over on RCF headshots. I really like the over on RCF headshots. The differential's a little higher on this under for this guy, though, on Red Canids. It's a close one. It is definitely a close one for me. Because I have an under, I'm going to go ahead and rock an over. I'm going to go Decenty on the under for maps 1 and 2 kills at 42.5. And then I'm going to go RCF for Case. Over map 1 and 2 headshots. He's at 11.5. We have him projected at 13.1, a 1.6 differential. So I like the over on RCF's headshots. And then I like the under on Decenty's map 1 and 2 kills. For WNBA, we only have points available to us so far. So if we take a look at the points that's available to us, you'll see Jewel Lloyd at the top of the list. Prop lines at 25, have her projected at 27. She's a scorer, plain and simple. She's a fantastic player. Good matchup against Minnesota. I like the over for her. And then same thing with Arik Gunbowale. Both of these girls are studs on their teams. Her prop line's at 21.5. The data says 23.6 to be exact, a 2.1 differential on her. So over on points for Lloyd and Agumbawale. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right. All right, let's check out some soccer. We don't have any soccer on the board for right now. So to recap, let's see if we have any baseball that's been added. Okay. So we had Francisco Lindor over hitter fantasy score of 7.5, and then we didn't have any great value to add with him. If I look real quick, let's see if there's anybody I'd be interested in possibly pairing. Goldschmidt's pretty low at 6.5 against a lefty, which is why the data is speaking the over on his 6.5, because Goldschmidt throughout his career has been great versus lefties. It is a solid lefty in Valdez, but he is a lefty nonetheless. Jose Ramirez at 8.5. Simeon's a solid spot. I like the matchup here for Texas, but I like the matchup even more for the lefties of Texas. Let's see if there's any total bases, actually. I didn't look down here. Let's take a look at some total bases real quick. Or David Peterson's strikeouts looks interesting. Vegas likes the over. The data has him at 6 pretty much. That's an interesting spot as well. Let's see. I'm going to go with one of these as my second baseball pick. I don't want to do nothing. So, all right. So with my second pick, I'm either going to go with, this is close. I mean, between these two, too. Cincinnati's been hitting the ball well. David Peterson. All right, let's see. So I've got a couple strikeout options that I could go with. David Peterson is a solid pitcher, man. I definitely like his potential for that over against Milwaukee. The best part about this here is that David Peterson's a lefty. And as you know, some of those damaged Milwaukee bats are lefties. Yelich, Tellez. Some of those big bats are lefties in that lineup, and those guys should be good chances of K-ing here against a lefty David Peterson, who's got some good strikeout stuff, man. This is a tough decision. This is a really tough decision between Wells and Peterson. I like them both. I think they're both fantastic in this matchup. Let me see. Let me see if is Wells at home though. Let me see. We have Wells at home, and we also have Peterson at home. You know what? Let's play them both. Let's go over on pitcher strikeouts for Peterson and Wells. Both of their differentials are the same as 0.48, positive 0.48. Vegas likes the over on both of them. Their projections right around the same at 5.98, pretty much 6 for each. We're expecting 6 or more out of David Peterson and Wells. Both are at home. Both are facing offenses that could definitely strike out in these spots. So definitely love it. If I have to pick one, it's extremely close between the two. Yeah, extremely close between the two. I'd probably side Peterson maybe, but both are fantastic. So Peterson and Wells over pitcher strikeouts. And then we've got Francisco Lindor over 7.5 hitter fantasy score for baseball. First inning runs. Remember though, Props Made Easy, it's going to add more to the prop tool. So make sure Props Made Easy members, if you're not a Props Made Easy member right now, you're watching this video, it's only $15 for the whole month. All right, go join Props Made Easy. More will be added to the prop tool, like when pitching outs and earn runs allowed, all that stuff gets added to the tool. You'll be able to grab that value immediately. Dodgers and Rockies is the new favorite over. Makes a ton of sense with them being in Colorado. You see all the over potential here. Love the over on Dodgers and Rockies. And then the under on the Reds and Orioles and under on Marlins and Red Sox. For CSGO, we had the over on RCF headshots and then the under on decent tees, map 1 and 2 kills at 42.5. For WNBA, we have over on Joel Lloyd and Arik Agumbawale's points, and then we didn't have any soccer. As always, try to get your favorite picks in early, yes, but also come close to lock after things have kind of moved and shifted. That's a good other time to kind of check it out and see if there's two other guys that are popping that you'd love to get in as well. Remember, only play an amount of money you're willing to lose. That's the best bankroll management motto you can live by. At the end of the day, this is betting. We're going off the best data in the industry. We're utilizing tools that are going to be the most accurate in the entire industry, yes. But at the same time, it is still gambling regardless. And these guys could go out and get hurt in the first play. They could be dealing with family drama and just not have their head in the game. All types of different shit that we can't, pay attention to. But all we can do every single day is go off the data and utilize the smart plays that the data backs. And that's exactly what we do. And we've been having success, man. So let's sweep once again. Thank you guys for joining me as always. PropsMadeEasy.com if you play player props only. If you don't, you play DFS lineups on DraftKings and FanDuel. Hit up DFS content. It'll bring you over to Greenlight DFS, where we specialize in optimal lineups for DraftKings and FanDuel. All right. I will talk to y'all tomorrow, man. Have a good one. Peace.